Good morning, friends. One sober to another. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. Today's daily reflections for 3 November 2020, focusing and listening. Let's go. All right, here we go. Hope I don't lose the footage this time. I'm an alcoholic, and it happens. So, let's get into this. Focusing and listening. There is a direct linkage among self-examination, meditation, and prayer. Taken separately, these practices can bring much relief and benefits. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 98. If I do my self-examination first, then surely I'll have enough humility to pray and meditate, because I'll see and feel my need for them. Some wish to begin and end with prayer, leaving the self-examination and meditation to take place in between. Advice from God about their still hidden or unacknowledged defects. Still others engage in written and verbal work on their defects, ending with a prayer of praise and thanksgiving. These three, self-examination, meditation, and prayer, form a circle without a beginning or an end. No matter where or how I start, I eventually arrive at my destination of a better life. So many things can be taken away from this, right? Last night I had a seizure, and I haven't had these in my entire life. And there I was standing in the kitchen with my son, and I fell to the floor, and as he puts it, I locked up and then started shaking uncontrollably. That was scary shit. Well, when I got up, I hadn't realized that I did fall in the first place until I felt the back of my head as well as the side of my face, and I indeed fell on the floor. It was my fortunality that I had done self-examination in the first place, on a daily basis with you guys here on One Sober to Another, because my life used to have zero meaning, and I wouldn't have cared less in the past if I had seized up and died right there on the floor. My self-examination helps me to define my character defects, which for me are anger, hostility, rejection, and abandonment. Those are just the big ones. And I keep looking this way just to ensure the camera is still on. With this daily reflection, focusing, and listening, I have the ability to hear what my higher power is saying for me. What is good for me and where I should be for that day. Yesterday, I'm not certain what happened. I had a seizure. I fell on the floor. I'm 44 years old. I'm in really good shape, as far as I know. And my mental well-being is good. My family life is awesome. And I'm just wondering through my higher power, and I'm doing some self-reflection on this. What happened? I did treat my body like crap for the better part of, 2.5 decades. So perhaps it's starting to catch up with me. I don't know. But I'll do some more on that. I just want to share that part with you guys. I examine the things that are going on within my day to find out if it is necessary for me to meditate on it. And it could be, as simple as coming across somebody in my life. And if you're an alcoholic like me, you can definitely, or an addict, you can definitely relate to, when you slander somebody, or when you say some rude-cooness and you hurt somebody's feelings. Perhaps you have to take a step back and, find some solace in the fact that you were wrong, and I don't know, take a deep breath, regroup, re-energize, and engage that with open arms and honesty that you were wrong, and back to step 10, promptly admit it. And I do that through prayer and meditation, because I have to thank God, one, for my life the way it is now, and then next I have to be willing to be humble enough to admit that I was wrong, and then approach that person and make corrections where I need to. That's just food for thought on that. These are definitely, you know, focusing and listening is something of a serious nature, because we spend most of our days listening to respond to people, right? I know I do. And that is probably one of the least constructive ways to listen to somebody, is already come preloaded with a response. You know, you might as well be a robot, daggone it. But if you listen to understand somebody, you're able to receive what they're putting out there, and perhaps they're putting out some cry for help, and you might miss it because you're just so ready to respond. Self-examination, meditation, and prayer are intertwined, and they are, you know, a circle. And if anybody catches this, then you're old like me. It's not a square. A square have 4 corners. A circle is forever. Okay, I tried. It's a joke. If I'm able to dive into myself and look inward, because that's really where this goes for me, is to look at yourself and say, maybe I messed up. Or to look at yourself and say, maybe I need to fix this. And then think about it for a while in a nice quiet place, you know, or even a noisy place if you're able to bring your mind to a certain point. Think about it and then ask your higher power for guidance. That's a daily thing for me, and that's a second nature thing for me. And I'm able to complete that cycle without having to even think about it. Much like waking up and, you know, autopiloting to the bathroom or getting dressed or brushing your teeth. There are many steps involved in all that, but we subconsciously do it anyway. I apologize for the distraction, but I got to look in the window and make sure this camera's still on. And, you know, we'll digest real quick. I know you like it. So the ultimate goal is to arrive at a better life, right? At least that's what it says in the daily reflections. That's good coffee. I put pumpkin spice in there. That's awesome. So my goal is to arrive at a better life and a better point and a better sense of self and a better understanding of myself. And the way I do that is through, you know, focusing and listening, because there's nobody that can tell you about yourself better than you. You know, you. That's what our brains are designed to do, is to understand and to think about and to build and to problem solve and on and on and on. And many functions, of course, but you know, we are able to look at ourselves better than anybody else can. And you know if you've messed up, and you know if you need help in certain areas, and you know if what you're doing is not working, and you know if, you know, you have a flaw that needs to be worked on. And if you can't do it by yourself, you know, come up with certain ways that you are able to ask for help, or you are able to, you know, find a new way to feel about a certain situation. Much like yesterday when we were talking about, you know, being able to keep optimism afloat and to build a direction that is positive versus negative. It's real easy to say it's shitty outside, I'm not going outside, and it's raining, so I'm gonna just lay on the sofa and whatever else. But if you're able to take that same situation and feel a little bit different about it, oh, it's raining outside. That's cool, my plants are gonna get some water. It's about time. Give me a second, I gotta let my cat in. My plants are gonna need some water, and they're gonna get some water because it's raining, and it's gonna puddle up and allow them to grow and flourish. That's where it is, folks. And I just hope that you're able to understand a little bit from what I just rambled on about. And perhaps this was helpful for you. And if it was, drop a like for me, people. And I don't know, if you want to, even subscribe. I'm not about that life, but I don't know, that's what keeps this channel going. So You know, one sober to another, I'm Wayne, I'm an alcoholic, and guess what? I'm gonna see you in the next one.